The original Teen Titans is a very loved animated series from the early 2000s, myself included. I absolutely love the original series. What makes the show so incredible, each main character has a story arc, and all of them come off very relatable. I personally relate to Raven the most about being in her room all the time, isolating herself from the world, and even her own friends would question. They also judge her a little bit, but mostly Beast Boy, from that one time calling her creepy and why she never socializes with anyone. Raven said it best, "I'm not creepy, I'm just different." And I'm sure everyone's had a period of their time isolating themselves from everyone, and sometimes even close ones that you care about. And no, you don't have to be goth to do such a thing. Many people hide in their room all the time for their own personal reasons. But Raven personally does it because she needs to concentrate and to have her peace, to maintain her powers. And it's just her style. Again, something that we all need once in a while. I didn't realize how much I related to Raven's character until I got older, if I'm being completely honest with you. But now let's look at Cyborg. His character arc is about what it means to be human, or, better phrasing, what it means to still be human. Is it about being actual human, or is it about being human within the heart? Cyborg may be half robot and half human, but the human half is what will never leave him. He views himself a little bit different than everyone else, but that doesn't change the fact that he does have a beating heart, and he does have feelings and emotions. The moment Cyborg was able to become human again was when he had a mission to investigate the Hive. You see him being happy and flexing his muscles in the mirror, and remembering how great he used to look. Then Starfire comes in and says she prefers the original version of him. But she was not being rude. In her perspective, the original version of Cyborg was the robot half. But that's when Cyborg feels a little bit awkward and he says, "This is the original version of myself." And honestly, you do feel for him in this moment. There's another great moment in an episode titled Only Human, when Cyborg tells Robin he misses pushing himself, and he had no problem to do so once before. But now, there's a limit built inside of him. His whole body can only go so far. He really is frustrated about this. But because now he's half robot, he has a limit. He can't endure as much as he used to, and it breaks his heart. When Cyborg couldn't defeat the villain Atlas, he expresses with reflection, saying to himself he gave everything he could to save his friends, but he couldn't, because there are limits built inside of him. Atlas is stronger and built better. He's a better robot. There's only so much that I can do now. And his reflection self tells him, "Is that it? You're just going to quit? You're not all robot. You're half human. And your human half is what can beat Atlas, because that is something that he does not have." And honestly, it's just amazing writing. This conversation with himself motivated Cyborg to go challenge Atlas one last time, and he was able to break his robotic limits and went from 100% to 130%. The human half will always shine over the robotic half of Cyborg, and he understands this now. It was a great character arc for him. Now moving on to Beast Boy's character arc, he had multiple stories to tell, trying to prove to his original team, the Doom Patrol, that he is worth something, and his new team are not just a couple of kids, but they have something to prove as well. And Beast Boy's not agreeing with his old captain because he believes the mission is all that matters, regardless if he loses his own team in the process, which is just selfish at the end. Beast Boy's most iconic character arc is with Terra, trying to be her friend, trying to help her maintain control with her powers, trying to do the right thing of being there for her when she needs support. But then Beast Boy gets betrayed by Terra, the girl that he cared about. And then he has trust issues with her, but he still values her as a human being. And when Slade was taking control over her body as a weapon, Beast Boy is trying to tell her, at the end of the day, Terra, you have a choice to choose what is right. Beast Boy understands everything that she's done up to this point has been bad, but she still has the decision to do what is right no matter what, and to change her actions immediately. And there are also times where Beast Boy loses his shit and he's completely scary when he's pissed off. He's no longer that funny person anymore, and it just shows you a nice person can really be somebody completely different if you push them over the edge. Like any other person. Joker in The Dark Knight was right, by the way. Now Robin is probably the most complicated character amongst the team. He's constantly there for his friends, but he also betrays them to keep them safe by being Slade's apprentice, by stealing objects that he needs. And if he doesn't, Slade will kill his team because they are viruses inside of their bodies. And what is sad, he can't tell them anything because that will damage his partnership with Slade. Robin is not allowed to associate with them, not even talk. Just take them down, so he can save them behind the scenes. One of the best episodes ever is Haunted, When Robin sees a ghost figure of Slade, he loses his mind, and he even threatens his own team if it means to take Slade down personally. He is so desperate to protect the city at all costs that he would even threaten his own closest friends in the process. Even sweet, gentle Starfire had to shoot him down in the back to knock him out. And honestly, that had to hurt Starfire's feelings because she has feelings for Robin. I mean, she always had. Poor girl. Now, everything I just said about the Teen Titans, you can clearly tell these characters do have their own limits. When they are pushed over the edge, they become and feel human like we are. Beast Boy is the comic relief character, but if he is pushed over the edge, this motherfucker is not afraid to kill. Raven is mostly chilled and laid back, but when her emotions get the better of her, and when she doesn't concentrate to maintain control, she becomes something much more darker and scarier. But also, Raven is not afraid to sacrifice her own well-being in order to protect the friends that she loves and treated her equally. Raven's whole character arc with Trigon, her father, is probably the most arc I've rewatched in Teen Titans. Her friends protecting her against Slade, who was working with her father, she becomes the gem to bring her father into this reality, because there's nothing that Raven could do to stop it, and she didn't want people that she cared about to be killed either way, and her own team is pushed to their limits fighting their darker selves, and Robin is forced to fight alongside Slade, the most hated person in Robin's head, and it's also just dark and brutal, and it's just so awesome and entertaining. Slade forcing Raven to see the hell she would bring on this planet was incredible. The world is covered in red and stoned people. Raven was being really pushed in the saga. As for Cyborg, he may be the most human character trying to find reasons to fit in, trying to be treated equally. Either if it's secretly about race or he wants to feel normal, even being half robot. He's just trying to fit in, trying to live a normal life regardless that he shuts down.
Something must have gone wrong with my systems. My power cell's dying.
Dying?
It's only a battery. I'm fine.
He's just trying to live a normal life, regardless that his body shuts down often when his body does not have enough battery, or he gets frustrated that he just wants to be like everyone else, but because there are limits built inside of him, he feels inferior. But Cyborg does not quit. All he tries to do is fit in normally no matter what, and his friends treat him like he is still human, which is great, but to them, he is human, while Cyborg views himself as just a robot at times, which is sad. Robin also is pushed over the edge so much in the series where he becomes something else, just like Beast Boy at times, when he gets very frustrated when he can't catch up to Slade, or disagreeing with his team when they don't agree with Robin's ideals of running the team. Everyone has anger, and we have seen it amongst the team. What I love about the iconic Teen Titans from the early 2000s, it's not just nostalgia. The character writing holds up 20 years later, my personal opinion. You don't see these kind of relatable situations in action cartoons or in cartoons in general today, and that's why Teen Titans will always be iconic and very memorable. Raven feeling outcasted sometimes because she views herself to be different. She isolates herself at times, but she does it for personal reasons, but a lot of people don't understand that. Robin has to be the leader at the same time, protect the city at the same time, making sure everyone's well-being is safe and sound, but sometimes he goes over the edge, where he will even threaten his own team in order to save the city, but also be hurting his own friends in the making of it. Being a leader is hard, but you get the struggle he goes through. You have Beast Boy trying to be the funny guy all the time, making everyone laugh, but when he gets pushed over the edge, he becomes something very different. And you also get to see the maturity of Beast Boy, that he actually isn't just this comedy relief character person. He really does know how the world works, and he does understand the difference between right or wrong. Beast Boy is definitely a mature Titan. Starfire, funny, adorable, an alien, but she always tries to fit in like everyone else. Her dialogue and words may be weird and funny because of the planet that she's from, but she fits in like everyone else. She's not afraid to be for who she is, and she's just always happy and nice and trying to keep everyone happy at all. She really puts in the effort. You have Cyborg trying to always fit in, trying to be human, trying to find his purpose. There was one point where he became a leader of his own team and fighting against Robin that he already had a team to be on, but he's like, no, I'm out. Like, I have my own team, I have my own setting, like, this is what I always wanted. And you see the maturity that Cyborg just wants to just keep growing as a person. It didn't work out for him from the second hive of the Titans Tower, but you get the general thought. Cyborg tries to move forward all the damn time. Now, when it comes to Slade, man, this guy is badass. He constantly pisses off Robin. He always leads decoy robots to make the audience believe Robin is finally going to catch Slade this time, but no, he's still just fucking with him, then explodes the robot. He convinces Robin to join his side for a while to steal objects and fighting against his own team, which hurts him. There's a scene where Starfire says Robin while being covered in the viruses and her whole body is hurting, and Robin puts her down and says, "I'm sorry," then shoots her. Slade, man, you give no fucks.
Robin. I'm sorry.
His fire powers, when Raven's father, Trigon, gave him such an ability, oh my god. He kicked the living damn out of the Teen Titans, and that one scene where Cyborg throws a whole factory piece of metal at Slade, he just goes right through it with his powers. And Cyborg says, "Whoa," and Slade said, "Whoa, that's it? I was expecting another reaction than that."
Whoa.
Whoa, that's it?
And he just constantly beats their asses, and Slade dies so many times in this saga of Raven, and he just gets right back up, cracks his neck back in place, and it's just so sick. Slade's power is so OP, in my opinion. He's just so overpowered. He even was able to still walk and talk when Raven was freezing time. Like, this guy has no limits. He's stronger, faster, his fire abilities, it's just so freaking cool. Slade was the best villain in Teen Titans. Hands fucking down. I love the Teen Titans. This show is fucking awesome. I want to do more videos in the future about this team. Let me know how you feel about the character writing in this show. I am Delix, subscribe if you want, and stay Teen Titans weird and have a good night. Bye.